Hola, mujeres. This is Mary and Francis from UNA-pologetically, and today we are going to talk about everything retreat. Let's talk about the UNA-pologetically retreat that will be coming up in Puerto Rico in March of 2025. Stay tuned. All right. So thank you all for joining me here today. And those of you that might be coming in or hitting the replay button whenever you get the opportunity to be able to see what's in store when it comes to unapologetically retreats. Now, we've been hosting retreats since 2021, and we've had 3 successful retreats, and we keep ours very intimate. We like the intimacy of having smaller groups because it allows for people to share and connect a little bit more, right? And that's part of what unapologetically is about. It's not about having all of these numbers of women and coming together and connecting. It's about let's build our tribe. And sometimes the smaller the tribes, sometimes it's the better, right? It's being able to just connect and grow with somebody else and share your story with another person that is there. This self-healing retreat that is coming up in March 18th to the 22nd, it may speak to you. And for some others, it may not. And how do you choose the retreat that is the one for you? Well, to be honest, it's really what you want to get out of it. What are you looking for when it comes to the retreats that you are attending? Because they are investments and some of them are a lot of money, and you want to be able to identify for yourself which one is the best one for me if I'm ready to go that route. Or maybe I've never did a retreat before and I don't really know what to expect. So how do I invest in money where I'm not sure in what I expect or what I can get out of it, knowing that my money was of value, right? If we think about the economy and how everything's going now, one of the things that people that I hear oftentimes is, the money aspect. Yes, absolutely. We want to know that our money is going into something good and valuable and that we don't feel like it's a waste. Here's the thing. When it comes to this particular retreat, we do also offer a payment plan. So monthly, you can receive a monthly payment. So that way you can feel like it's not so cumbersome each and every, just expecting this big pile of money to say, okay, let's pay this, right? Or you can reserve your spot. And as long as you pay by January 6th, everything's paid in full, you'll be all set to go on your retreat. What you can expect out of this retreat here is literally about self-healing. It's about you getting to know yourself a little bit better. It's about giving yourself the time and space away from your home in order to dive deeper into who you are as a person. While you're doing that, you will be connecting with all of the women that are there at this retreat as well. One of the biggest testimonies that we've had in previous retreats that I've have hosted is that it's not only about the connection, but the connection to themselves, finding it, going digging down deeper, allowing yourself to do that, as well as the women that are there is knowing that you're supported by them. There is no judgment when it comes to these groups and to this tribe. And everything is made confidential, and then you will feel like you are in a safe environment and safe space. You want to bring your best self to this retreat. And even if you don't feel like your best self, that is okay. You want to know that you're getting everything that you can out of it. So, what are some things that are going to be going on during the retreat? Well, so right now we have sound. We're going to be having meditation. So we're going to be going to a yunque and practicing some Reiki meditation out there. And El Yunque is the rainforest out in Puerto Rico. And so while we are out there, I will be guiding a meditation along with some conga drums to be able to feel the vibrational aspects or effects that you can have out in the rainforest. And to some, it might seem a little scary, but to others, it is a natural way of healing, right? In order to get more in tune with yourself, you want to be able to connect with nature, connect with the things around you. And being in the middle of a rainforest, that's probably the best place to do so. So there will be a little bit of hiking going on just as well, but you will be there connecting with other people and with nature too. We're also going to be offering sound healing. So we're going to be hosting a sound healing session right at the house that we're going to be staying with. So we don't have to travel out anywhere to be able to go and have this facilitated, but you're going to be comfortable in your own space. Again, this is about building a deeper connection to yourself and with others as well. But you want to be able to get to know who you are, what that's about, and putting yourself on a higher vibrational plane. Of course, we got to add some self care aspects to it. So there's going to be some mini uh, facials and massages going on just as well. So, ladies, you can just relax and chill out for the day, and just being able to be within your best spirit just as well. That's what this is about. It's a self love retreat, self healing. We're adding some self care aspects to it, and we're going to be indulging in the various aspects of what that self care can entail. Another feature to this is also the Borican tour. So one of the aspects that I wanted to make sure that I added as part of a feature of doing a retreat that's outside the US is just basically being able to add a cultural piece to it. And that cultural piece is really getting to the roots of Borican or Puerto Rico's culture and history. So we'll be doing a walking tour when it comes to understanding the culture and what it's in its ancestral roots, as well as doing some bomba lessons. So this is a ancestral dance that was in Puerto Rico that they have is specifically in certain places just as well, and is connecting back to the ancestral roots. So we will be diving into that and taking some lessons, and really, again, connecting with others, having fun, enjoying ourselves, and connecting to the roots of where it all started and began. So there's going to be time for the women to be able to collaborate, connect, as well as doing stuff that is not in the itinerary. Now, the things that you do off the itinerary, that is completely up to you, right? And we do recommend staying with the group so that way everybody is safe. But you are also in Puerto Rico. You want to enjoy. You want to take in the sun and the beaches and everything else that's there. So don't think of this as, oh, I am going solely just to go off of this itinerary. It's also about embracing where you are at. And it's going to be a great time with some great people. And we're going to be there to enjoy and indulge in the moment that we're in. Because once we go back to the mainland, then we go back to our routine. But you want to ask yourself, what do you want to be different after you get back to real life, right? And many of us have a hard time with not implementing some of the strategies that we may have learned during our retreat time back into our regular lives. So there are going to be some workshops that will help you to get a better balance out of your life just as well. So that way you can also learn that self-love, self-care aspect that maybe you have been missing, or maybe you had it once upon a time and things started spiraling a little bit. But I do want to offer a chance for anybody who has questions to feel free to ask them, because maybe you did have a question about the retreat and maybe you were nervous to ask a little bit, right? But just open up, ask this question. You can also email me at movement@una-apologetically.org in order to get maybe some of your questions asked, or you can also DM me on some of our platforms. This is a time for you to kind of reflect, indulge. And one of the biggest things I say is, Sometimes what women do is want to find somebody else to go with. Sometimes not everybody is going to be ready for that, and that is okay. Come by yourself, because you're not going to you might get there and you're like, "Oh, I don't know anybody here." But what we're going to be doing before that is connecting. We're going to have our own page set up so everybody could get to know everybody before we head out. So that way you are a little familiar with who is going on the trip, because I know that can be a big thing for people. So we'll get to know each other a little bit beforehand. And then when we go off, you can get that familiarity or that comfortability once you arrive to your destination. So there is round trip transportation that is included once you arrive in San Juan, and they will be bringing you to the villa that we will be staying at, and also bringing you back when it's time for your departure. The excursions are included as well, along with light breakfast and dinners. Um, and again, like, this is going to be a great time for everybody to connect. Um, so being in this space allows you to be who you unapologetically are. This is about you, your journey, and being your most authentic self. And what better way to reconnect with who or what that is than allowing yourself to do that in a space where you're free and open to, and learning how to take some of those things along with you when you go back home. I'm hoping that today's brief video kind of introduced you a little bit to the Unapologetically retreats, and I'm hoping that I will see you in Puerto Rico on March 18th to the 22nd. And I encourage you all, if you feel like it may not be for you this time around, no problem. Share the information, and there may be somebody that's out there that you feel like it might benefit them just as well. So I thank you all for joining me here today, and I hope to see you guys in Puerto Rico.